Hello again everyone. You join us again as we continue our lovely little cruise back towards our marina. But we thought we'll add a few other little bits in this one, and I'll talk to you about some of the historic things what we have, and we'll put that in as well as our cruising, and we hope you enjoy the format we do. So I'll finish my talking now and come aboard and join us, and it should be a decent cruise and even a decent video. Right, okay, thank you. Just been told there's a paddle boarder ahead. Braver than me to do that on the Shropshire Union. And this is why I was just saying it's not the safest of things. You've got the paddle boarder here and a boat coming, and it's narrow. Definitely not the safest thing.
Thank you. No, it's okay. It's a lovely day, isn't it?
Good job, Linda taught you well. We've got our own house. She's good though, isn't she? You're braver than us to do that on this canal.
It's quite calm. With a hangover.
You keep where you can tuck in on them branches. Now are you in a whirlpool here? Can you not get out?
I can. I'm just learning, so I'll be alright. I'll sort it out.
So when a boat comes, get where you can clutch hold of something.
Yeah, good idea.
Some don't really know what they're doing.
No.
Like you. This is real lookout duty.
Yes, you're the best lookout going, I've told you. Whenever we make our boating vlogs or videos, whichever, I think one of the, if you want to see, you know, narrowboating like it is, we try to show you basically how to steer a boat properly and control a boat, how we do it, you know, rather than cutting all that out, because I think it's important for people to see and understand. You know, we could do all the other bits and bobs, you know, and like we do, but I think narrowboat angling and how you do it surely is one of the most important parts. You know, you can have your funny bits and you can have your cruising bits, but when you come to it problems, or not problems, or potential issues, we like to show how we can either stop or adapt to events what are happening. Now surely that is definitely part of doing the narrowboat videos. Well, it is for us anyway.
I would give a 2 tick because there's a bend and a narrow. Just heard a little horn. Sound your big one again. Going at the trees.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some paddle boarders round there.
Is it?
I said to them, watch your tree if a boat comes past.
If you noticed in this video and a few before, we've not really talked too much about the history, because we've done the area quite a few times. On previous videos we've gone into depth about the history. I don't need to read a section and talk about it. I know about it, and that's what I did. But it is something what I'm really interested in. But like I say, it's because I've talked about it in some detail in previous videos when we've been on this canal, I chose to ignore it. But, and I think I'll show you, people who've watched it as well, or boaters, and you know, anybody who watches, I have an interest in the history, and I know, because of the time which we've done, I know about a lot of it. It's just in my head. But in a video a while ago, I showed you one of my historic books. In fact, the most famous narrowboat book ever, called Narrowboat, and it was from 1946. And that was the time when the Inland Waterways Association started, and that was part of the, like, Tom Rolt wrote that book, and it's still in print today, and he wrote that and it came out in 1945. But I like the fact that this is 1946 when Tom Rolt was one of the first to start the Inland Waterways Association. It's very historic. Narrowboat Cressy. That is truly a famous narrowboat if you know anything about canals, believe you me. That's what I would call a famous narrowboat. Definitely. I know a few more as well, but when you think what Tom Rolt and Cressy achieved, it's absolutely amazing. Now, this is an updated, if you look, that's an updated book of Narrowboat from Rolt, because it's still in production, and even that's been updated now. And on the front cover of the latest one, it was designed by a friend, a good friend of ours, and it's totally different, the cover, but it does look it does look really nice, and it's still there for you to buy and read, and it's very interesting. Now that one, which I've shown before, you know, that's Narrowboat from 1946. That book has everything this has in, you know, not quite, there's a few little extras been added in the updated versions, but that's our pride and joy. It's a very historic book, and we look after it. So that's from 1946. But I've also got two other books which are of extreme importance as well. They're from the 50s, early 50s, and the information is fantastic. It really does give you the history of every single canal in this country still in existence and not, with fantastic maps to look at, and you know how they were designed, the depths, what they were used for, who were the companies who owned them, shareholders. It's brilliant to read, a good thick book, and it's a first edition. And I also have a second book which is a first edition, and that tells you so much about the history of the canals, not just in your booklets what you see like Pearson's and Nicholson's guide and all that, and on the internet it goes into real depth. And like I say, I'll show you these in this video. I'll show you what they are, but to have them books, you know, they are real documented history, and I take great pride in owning them. And when you think of the age and of the condition, and you look at the maps, it's absolutely incredible. And we will definitely look after those three books very, very well, and pass it on to people, hopefully, when we've gone to the canals in the sky. I can't believe it, Nantwich services, nobody there. Now we've put, yeah, I know, I wonder if they've done anything since we reported it. We'll check it anyway and see, but it's nice to know there's nobody there and we can just trundle in and at least do the toilet and get rid of the rubbish, because if the water pressure's still the same, we're forgetting it. Right, time to moor up in a minute, only for a short while.
Still do your YouTube videos? Right, I'm not seeing them. Right, yeah.
Yes. Sunbathing there.
Get some shade.
Oh, chilled.
I'm mindful that I don't want to do too much face on videos when I'm boating, but just I just like, if I have a thing to tell you, I just like doing it and then getting back to filming what it's about really. But it's a bit weird really this, but you know, people who've watched, I like a beer, not hundreds of beers, but I like a decent beer. And like I said, my brother-in-law's got his little microbrewery and he makes some stunning beers. And at least I'm not paying £5 a pint for them, and they're even better there. But currently, I'm cutting out the beer at the moment. And I must be honest, I don't have a lot, but I do miss the occasional beer with a real good body to it, you know, and plenty of taste. But I'm just trying, because I must be honest, I do struggle on trying to do a diet. I really do struggle. But we're trying a diet at the moment where we're cut out the carbs. I'm not staying on it for ages because I can't. It says you can do, but you're eating all things like sausages and bacon and steak, but you can't have the anything with carbs in it. But saying that, see, I don't weigh myself. I do what my doctor said. He said go on belt notches. That's what he said, and I've always stuck to that. But it seems to be doing wonders, this, because I've never felt, because I have an intolerance to wheat, I very easily, have I got something on that? I thought there was a spider's web then, but I very easily have an upset stomach. But this diet's really settled me down. So I won't stay on it too long, because if I go for a blood test and I'm having all the high fat stuff, they'll go mad when they get the results. So it's only a temporary one, but we are going to stick, both of us, to low carbs because we felt better. We really have. So hence no beer, but we can have the gin and we can have some wine. And what is really good, if you want to have a drink, and I know it's not cheap, but it's still cheaper than going having 4 pints of beer in a pub. We like having a bottle of champagne because the carbs are really, really low on it. So it's really a treat. It's really nice, and it's actually doing us good. But like I say, it's bottles of champagne. What we get, we don't get the top end. We just get the, you know, the medium range ones, and even better when there's 25% off at the supermarket. But we've got to think logically. That's our choice. But if we decided to go to a pub, perhaps I had 4 pints and Bernadette had 4 glasses of wine or 4 ciders and a bite to eat, it cost us a heck of a lot more than that champagne does. So at the moment, because we're really, you know, we're having a go at this, we prefer to get the champagne, enjoy that, and avoid the beer and food at any pubs. And believe it or not, we're saving quite a bit of money as well. Now, as we're cruising along, loving every second, there's just one thing what I do need to say, because I just forget half the time. But so many people communicate, you know, talk to us, whether on the boat, whether we're moored up, you know, they're on the towpath. And it's not all subscribers. There's a lot of subscribers, particularly in the areas where it's our familiar route. It's quite surprising, you know, on the Shroppy and the Llangollen and the Middlewich. it's amazing how many people know you, get to know you over the years, and subscribers. And I don't keep saying how brilliant you are and how nice it is for you to talk to us. And it's not me being forgetful, it's just that I just don't do it. But genuinely, it's wonderful, and we do appreciate it. You know, we seem to have some really sensible people who know a bit about boating as well, who like talking to us, and it's fabulous. You know, subscribers are good and they're appreciated, and those who just know us from all the years cruising is appreciated. So even if we don't say it much, we really, really appreciate it. We certainly do. We'll leave that video at this point. Again, very enjoyable, and I hope you enjoyed those snippets showing you some of our historic books we have. Because, like I say, we're passionate about canals and narrowboats, and we like to show you something a bit different than the norm. So that's it. That's definitely another one done, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. But as usual, for now, ta-ra!